Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to achieve this beautiful smoky eye look. It's very enhancing and sultry and it's just one of my favorite ways to do my eyes. But before I show you how, a portion of today's video is sponsored by Mejuri, which is always exciting to me. They're my favorite jewelry brand and they make up most of my collection aside from a few family heirlooms. I just love their styles. I think they're unique but timeless and their quality is there. Mejuri is having their biggest sale of the year and it's happening now until November 27th and you're able to get 20% off anything with a minimum spend. I'll share what I'm wearing today. I put on some of my favorite pieces, especially for this time of year. As you'll quickly see, I'm in love with their pave pieces. I think they're so sparkly. They just look like a fresh blanket of snow. These are the pieces I'm wearing today. I'm wearing my pave diamond slim signet, which is so pretty and so sparkly. On my middle finger, I'm wearing my thin dome ring with my heirloom ring in garnet. It's so pretty, especially paired with my red nails right now. And then on this hand, I'm wearing my very, very special and sentimental piece. This is the Pave Diamond Soft Charlotte ring. I purchased this one for myself after overcoming a big thing in my life, and I just wanted to really solidify it with an expensive piece just to make sure I never go back to the situation before. So it's just a good reminder and it's a good self-love piece for me. And then on my ears, I don't usually pair them together, but they look kind of cute actually. I'm wearing my Pave Diamond Bold Medium hoops and the Pave Diamond Bold Huggy hoops. And you might have seen me wear this necklace. I've been wearing it nonstop for like a month now. This is the Pave Diamond linked necklace. I think it's such a stunning piece and I love how the charm is fixed. It just stays anchored right here all the time and it doesn't twist and turn. I think it's so pretty. I have a landing page with a full list of my favorites and by clicking that link you can usually get 10% off your first order outside of the sale week, but right now it's your chance to get 20% off, so take it. I'll have a link to the sale as well as links to all of the pieces I'm wearing today in the description box down below. I wanted to say another huge thank you to Mejuri for sponsoring this portion of the video. It's been a dream to work with them over the years, but now let's show you how I achieved this makeup look. I'm kicking it off with none other but my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I'm going to take 2 pumps of that, and I always like to focus this in the areas I find my makeup fades. And I like to take whatever excess I have on my fingers through my brows just to help secure my brow products in there as well. Then I just like to wait a few seconds for the primer to get tacky and then I'll move on. And today for my foundation, I'm going to be using my Glossier Stretch in the shade Light 2. Itchy. And I'm applying my foundation with my BK Beauty 101 brush. I switched over to a headband. My hair kept falling into my makeup and it was starting to really bug me. Now I go over with a beauty blender just to sop up any excess as always. And before going in with concealer, I'm going to go in with my blush because I like the way it looked more sunken in the other day when I tried this. My blush today is going to be the Dtla Duo in the shade She's Blushing. And I'm using the cream side first using this Dtla for Face 3 brush. It's a dual-ended brush. I'm using the more angled side. I've been wanting to do kind of like a back to basics series on my channel. I find myself assuming a lot of the times that people know how to apply makeup, and that's not necessarily true. I feel like there's new beginners every day and there's lots of people who want to learn new techniques all the time. Like I want to learn new techniques and I feel like I have extensive makeup knowledge, but I just kind of feel like lost to where to start. So let me know where you'd like me to start, like eyeshadow, base, lip, I don't know. Let me know. So putting that to the side, I'm now going to grab my Tower 28 concealer in the shade Dtla. This stuff is so good. And again, I'm going to blend this out using my beauty blender. I'm now going to set my face as well as my under eyes using my e.l.f. Prime and Stay powder in the shade Fair Light. I'm first going to grab some on a little powder puff. I'm going to make sure it's nice and tapped out so we don't get like a stamped effect. It astonishes me that this is just a $4 powder. It's insane what it's able to accomplish. And then I like to take a fluffy brush to apply it on my face because I don't need it so densely packed everywhere else. I just like to really press it into my under eyes. It really sets the concealer to make sure it doesn't fall into my lines throughout the day. Now I'm going to bronze and contour using my Kaleidos Symphony Contour Trio in the shade Medium. And I'm also going to be using this on my eyes. So in this little trio, we get a highlighting shade, a contour, and a bronzer. Right now I'm going to start with the bronzer, and I might add a little bit more definition if I feel like it's needed. This is pretty neutral as bronzers go. And to blend this out, I'm using my MAC 143S brush. I typically like to pair my smoky eyes with a barely there kind of base, but today I wanted a little bit more oomph in my makeup. And then I'm going to grab my blush again. I'm going to be skipping highlight today. I wanted more of like a matte appearance to my skin. And I'm going to use just the powder side now with that same dual-ended brush. I'm now going to prime my lids using my Fenty Beauty Eye Primer, and I'll do my brows using my Rare Beauty products. So the brow gel and the brow pencil in the shade Cool Brown. So please enjoy the kitten intermission. So here is the eye look we're going to be doing today. It's so enhancing, it's very sexy, but it's also super easy to achieve. So I'll zoom you guys in and we'll get started. So I'm going to be actually using the bronzer I used all over my face. And this is a really nice beginner-friendly technique. It's first of all going to ensure you have a cohesive look because it's the same tone that's scattered all over your face. And they're typically not as pigmented as eyeshadows, so you're able to really build them up and have full control over the pigmentation. And I like to really flick mine out almost towards my temple, kind of like an extra contour step. And I'm also going to bring it lower onto my actual mobile lid, not just in the crease. This is going to help us get a super smooth blend. And I like to do a couple variations in my movements. I'll start off by going back and forth, depositing the most amount of pigment right here, and then I'll bring it back into my inner corner, and then I'll start doing these little circular motions, and then back and forth for the more contoured angle to really flick out that pigment. Now I'm going to switch my brush. I was using this Melt Cosmetics discontinued brush. I don't even know what it's called anymore, but it's just like a flatter blending brush. Now I'm taking this BK Beauty 203 brush, and I'm using my Makeup by Mario Master Mattes because I feel like a lot of people have this palette or a similar variation. I'm just going to be using this shade right here, so this pretty average neutral brown. And I'm taking that on the flat side, and I'm going to press right on my lashes first. Kind of like so, and then I'll grab a little bit more pigment and then I'll tap upwards to meet that bronzer color. And before we carry anything to my lower lash line, I'm going to grab a black pencil liner. This is the Huda Beauty Creamy Kohl in the shade Very Vanta. I like this one. It lasts really well on the waterline. It's blendable and it's also quite comfortable. I need contacts to see and it doesn't bother my contacts at all. So I like to pull down my waterline and I just add an initial layer. I like to let it dry, and I'll do the same to my upper waterline. There's multiple ways of doing it, but I like to really lift it to see what I'm doing. Otherwise, I feel like I displace my contact lens. So you just gotta do what you gotta do. My eyes always tear up and freak out, so I just let it happen. And then once I know that that's dry, I like to go in with a second layer just to really make sure it stays all day and that it's as pigmented as I can get it. And I'm not bringing it all the way into my inner corner today. I just wanted kind of like a brightened inner corner. But I like to apply that first instead of afterwards because I feel like it just fades into the shadow underneath a little bit better instead of just really staying on top. I'll take that same darker brown from the Makeup by Mario palette on this ColourPop E29 brush, and I'm just going to really blend this tightly on my lower lash line. I kind of aim for the edge of my waterline, kind of trying to attempt to blend that eyeliner in. That way I don't have any gaps in between my lashes on my lower lash line. So you can see that it kind of looks a little choppy. I'm going to wipe my brush on a towel, and I'm taking my bronzer shade now with that same brush. And I'm just going to hit a little bit lower than that shadow, and I'm going to take a little extra on the inner corner just to fade it off to that lighter color, so it's a little bit more flattering and it fades off to nothingness. And if you need extra help to blend that out, just take the first brush you went in with to really help diffuse that. So now I'm taking an angled brush, and I'm using the MAC 263, and I'm dipping into the matte black from the Makeup by Mario palette. And then I'm going to stamp my lash line, and I make sure to tap off whatever's excess on the brush so I don't have any fallout on my cheeks. Stamping it helps to make it look a little bit more diffused. Then I like to flick a little bit of it outwards, and then I'll drag it back in with a little bit of pressure so the brush does the work for me. And then once I get comfortable with that motion, I go back and forth until I'm happy with the blend and I know it's filled in. And then sometimes I like to kind of lock that pigmentation right on the outer corner with a little bit more eyeliner. It really depends on the type of eyeliner pencil you use. This one's okay going on top of powder. Some of them just kind of get stuck there, but this one has good blendability in it. And once I felt like I perfected that, I dip into the brown I was using all over my lid, and I'll kind of graze the edge of that to make it look more sunken in. I forgot I wanted to add a little bit more depth right on the lower outer corner, so I'm taking more black with that angled brush, and I'm going from waterline down, kind of tapping to build the depth. Now I'm going to give my lashes a nice squeeze. This is the Shiseido lash curler. And then I'll add a nice heavy layer of my Clio Kill Lash mascara on my upper and lower lashes. Oh, and I forgot one more step. I'm taking the highlighting shade from my contour trio, and I put it right in the inner corner. I feel like the shade in the Makeup by Mario palette is a little bit too white, and I also carried it a little bit right here just to fade everything. I will admit I squeezed my lashes a little bit too hard on this side. They're kinked a little weird, but it is what it is. Here are the finished eyeballs. And you could also change up the tones with this. If you don't want to use a black in the waterline, it'd be really cool to use a complementary color to your eye color, or a similar color to your eye color, or a softer brown. You could really have fun with this technique, but it's just a really nice basic eye look to have in your eye look tool belt. So now let's finish strong with the lips. For my lip liner, I'm using my e.l.f. Fill Frontal, which is the lip liner in the Jennifer Coolidge collection, which I think is back, which is exciting. I love this lip liner color, and I saw that they came out with lip liners, and I hope they're the same as this one because this one feels really, really nice. I originally wanted like a soft matte lip with this, but my lips are way too freaking dry, so I have to go with something with a little bit of shine and hydration. And for that, I'm using my L'Oreal Paris Glow Paradise lipstick in the shade 130 Nude Heaven, which I think will be a perfect combination with the blush. And it is. Oh my god, I love this lip color so much. It's one of my tippy top favorites. And here's what the makeup looks like all complete. I love this makeup look. This is one of my favorite ways to do my eyes. I think it's so flattering and effective and sultry and sexy. It really brings out the color in my eyes, and I think this makeup technique would look amazing on so many different eye shapes. And it's such an easy basic look that you can jazz up if you'd like. It would look amazing with a glitter topper on top, or by using a different color story, or using a different liner in the waterline. There's so many different things you can tweak. and it would be really, really effective. But before I head out, I wanted to say another huge thank you to Mejuri for sponsoring a portion of today's video. I'll have a link to their sale in the description box down below, as well as a list of all of the pieces I'm wearing today. So check that out if you're thinking of getting yourself or someone special some beautiful Mejuri pieces. But that's going to be all from me. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll have everything listed and linked in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!